Eddie Vedder, a musician and activist, gained notoriety as the frontman of Pearl Jam, a band that helped spread the grunge rock trend in the early 1990s. Eddie Vedder, a pioneer of grunge rock, joined Pearl Jam in 1990. On the basis of songs like Alive and Jeremy, their debut album, 10 in 1991, became a great success, and their two follow-up albums both achieved multi-platinum status. The musician has a lengthy history with the group and has worked on a number of movies, including 2007's Into the Wild, which served as the basis for his debut solo record. Vedder is a well-known activist who has raised money for a number of causes, most notably the West Memphis Three's release from prison. Eddie Louis Severson III was born in Evanston, Illinois, on December 23, 1964. Shortly after, his parents got divorced, and his mother quickly got remarried and started a group home for other foster kids. Vedder was persuaded to believe his stepfather was his biological father for a long time. Much of his later songs, including Alive, one of Pearl Jam's first hits, was inspired by the angst he felt after eventually learning the truth. Vedder left his difficult home after the family moved to San Diego County and made an effort to support himself through high school. After his mother's subsequent divorce, he finally stopped attending school altogether. He later reunited with her in Chicago using her maiden name. With a strong enthusiasm for music, Vedder moved to Southern California in 1984 and quickly established himself as a regular at nightclubs. Significant influences included the Sex Pistols, The Who, the Ramones, and Black Flag. In addition, he played in various bands, including Bad Radio, and focused on refining his sound in between shifts as a gas station attendant and hotel security guard. One of the final people to join the band that would become Pearl Jam was Vedder. Stone Gossard, the former guitarist for Mother Love Bone, formed a new band in 1990 with bassist Jeff Ament and lead guitarist Mike McCready. Jack Irons, formerly of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, was consulted by Gossard when he needed words for some music he and his bandmates had written. The prospective singer received a sample cassette of the band via Irons, a Southern California resident and friend of Vedder. When it came time to write the lyrics for Alive, Once, and Footsteps, Vedder got to work. Gossard called Vedder as soon as he finished listening to the tape and extended an invitation for him to travel to Seattle to join the group. In 1991, Pearl Jam released 10, including Dave Krusen as their drummer. Vedder's passionate vocals, which he screamed over the band's potent, classic rock-influenced sound on songs like Alive, Even Flow, and Black, were featured on the debut album. 10 also featured the smash track, Jeremy, which came with a dramatic music video that went on heavy rotation on MTV and sent the album to the top of the charts. Along with groups like Nirvana and Soundgarden, Pearl Jam paved the way for an expanding group of grunge musicians and elevated the genre in the eyes of the country's youth. In doing so, the group gave voice to a new generation of adolescents and young adults known as Generation X by exploring difficult topics including angst, sadness, and suicide. Pearl Jam's refusal to make music videos for any of the tracks on their second album, Versus in 1993, which included a new drummer, Dave Abruzzese, furthered their anti-mainstream stance. The group also got into a contentious dispute with Ticketmaster about service charges and exclusive arena contracts, which resulted in an inquiry by the U.S. Department of Justice and the postponement of the group's 1994 summer tour. The dispute between Pearl Jam and another ticket seller to play at smaller venues died out after a year when the Department of Justice ended its investigation. Late in 1994, the group issued Vitalogy, its third album. With yet another drummer, this time Jack Irons, a friend of Vedder's, Vitalogy shot to the top of the charts and became the band's third consecutive single to achieve multi-platinum status. We continue to be brutally honest and give it our all. No Code, the band's 1996 album, opened a new phase. After a promising start, the album struggled to match the tremendous sales of its predecessors despite its dives into garage rock and psychedelia. With the release of Yield in 1998, Pearl Jam returned to their original sound, and they even started making music videos and doing arena tours to support their albums. following albums like Riot Act in 2002 and Binaural in 2000 garnered positive reviews in general, as did a number of live performances that were frequently published at the same time. Through his work with Pearl Jam, Vedder developed a close friendship with Neil Young. In 1995, Vedder even helped induct Neil Young into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The two collaborated with Mike McCready to deliver a well-received rendition of the Eddie Vedder penned song, Long Road, in 2001 at a performance honoring 9/11 victims. Among his numerous collaborations, the singer joined The Who for what became the 2003 three-disc album Live at the Royal Albert Hall and sang at the Ramones' final gig, which was documented on their 1997 album We're Outta Here. Vedder has also collaborated on recordings with musicians like Cat Power, The Strokes, and R.E.M. Vedder began contributing to feature film soundtracks in 1995 with his work for the thriller Dead Man Walking. He collaborated with Ben Harper on the stirring No More for the documentary Body of War in 2007, which received a Golden Globe nomination, and penned the melancholy song, Man of the Hour, which played throughout the credits of Big Fish in 2003. Additionally, Vedder was asked to sing on the Into the Wild soundtrack in 2007, which also served as his debut solo album. His follow-up album, Ukulele Songs in 2011, a collection of original and cover songs performed on the ukulele, received a Grammy nomination for Best Folk Album. However, he could not abandon the band that had made him famous. Backspacer in 2009, Pearl Jam's ninth studio album and their first to debut at No. 1 on the Billboard 200 since No Code in 1996, was produced with the help of Vedder and his longtime bandmates. Lightning Bolt in 2013, the group's subsequent album, also debuted at the top of the Billboard chart. Pearl Jam finally released Gigaton in March 2020 after teasing the release of a new album with the release of 3 singles in early 2020. However, because of the coronavirus outbreak, the group's plans to promote the album with a tour and a listening experience in a few movie theaters were shelved. Vedder is one of the music industry's most outspoken activists in addition to his musical endeavors. He founded the Vitalogy Foundation in 2006 with his bandmates. This nonprofit organization supports initiatives in the areas of community health, the environment, education, and social change. Vedder also helped found the EB Research Partnership, an organization that raises money and awareness for a skin condition that affects kids. The West Memphis Three, a group of teenagers convicted of killing 3 boys in 1993, had the singer's public support. Vedder played benefit concerts for the defendants after becoming interested in a 1996 documentary that exposed a disjointed investigation and ambiguous evidence. The West Memphis Three were freed in 2011 after the discovery of fresh forensic evidence. Vedder loves to surf and is a well-known supporter of Chicago area sports teams. He was seen at games with fellow renowned Cubs fan Bill Murray in 2016, during the Chicago Cubs' run to the World Series. In 1994, Vedder wed Beth Liebeling, a co-founder of the experimental instrumental band Hovercraft from Seattle, and in 2000, the couple got a divorce. He wed Jill McCormick, his longtime partner, in a low-key ceremony in Hawaii in 2010. Jack Johnson and actor Sean Penn were among the attendees. Olivia and Harper Moon are daughters of Vedder and McCormick. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.